into sleep or coma. Shaking, I shut my eyes and looked inside, into the dark, calling out again and again in my mind. There was no answer. I must have called 50 or 60 times, with intervals between for quiet, intense listening. I opened my eyes, stared bleakly at the faces of my dead companions, faces I didn't know, but which had, for the brief seconds of our arrival, concealed behind them the minds of men and women I had trained with, competed with, and loved. The woman's breast stopped moving as I watched. She died as silently as water dies in the desert. I closed her eyes with my fingers. My hands shook as I stood. I gazed out at the rocky contours of this world, so many light years from home, a world without a sky. I called out once more inside myself and still was greeted with silence. And then I knew. The mind that had inhabited this atrophied male body had not survived my transfer into it. I was alone. Whoever this man had been, I had killed him. I shiver now, thinking of that world. Its horrors are more vivid to me than this kindling the guards are packing about my feet. I saw... the things that I saw. A cavern large enough to hold 5 minsters the size of the one here on your hill. A cavern where a vast herd, of naked humans walked stooped over, grazing on the bioluminescent worms that live everywhere on the rock, plucking the small lives like berries and lifting them to their mouths. Upside-down forests of stalactites hanging from the high stone roof threw back an eerie glow from the biolight of the grubs the humans fed on. But the most terrible thing was the eyes of these humans. Dead eyes. Eyes with no spark of mind behind them. I guessed, right or wrong, that it was the worms that drugged them so, wresting their reason and intellect from them, their passion for life, reducing them to slow-moving, cud-chewing cattle. So I did not touch the worms myself, though hunger tore at my belly as though I had caged rats in there, and they were trying to eat their way out of me. I would sit alone with a rock wall to my back, hugging myself in my arms and shaking. My hunger raw within me, my phallus flaccid and cold in the cave air. I suffered fiercely, but I think my guess was right. Later I saw that the masters of these herds, when it came time for slaughter, isolated their prey and deprived them of food. I saw a woman in a small cave that served as a pen, watched her quietly as the hours passed unmarked and unknown. There were worms in the walls behind me, but no worms within her small prison. She sat in the dark. After a long time, she began to whimper. I saw her eyes shine like cat's eyes in the lights from the worms that she could not reach or touch. I could see her only faintly, but I heard the life return to her with the onset of hunger, heard her babbling in the dark. Finally, she caught sight of me, and when I saw the way she shrank back, her eyes wide with terror, I fled, my heart pounding. Her terror unsettled me, nearly panicked me. All my life, I had been subject to the hungering glances of men, to the fear of being grabbed on some night walk, of being bruised and torn, used as though I were only a thing, and a thing owned by someone else, not by me. It had almost happened once, and at times I had seen the fear of that in another woman's eyes. But I had never seen anyone look at me with that fear. At last, I couldn't bear it. I curled into a ball in a dark corner where no worms were, and shook until the horror of it passed. My phallus lay limp against my leg.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.